Hi, it's Nick from Twin Trees Creative. Welcome back to the channel. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about our room. So this is the main room that we film a lot of our YouTube channels in that you'll have seen in previous videos. This is our current look at the moment with the lighting and the angle and position of the camera. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the room today, why I made certain lighting decisions and why I chose to shoot from the angle that you can see me in now. If you're new to the channel, then like, comment or subscribe. It'd be really appreciated as a new YouTube channel. Anything you do to recognise us on YouTube goes a real long way. Apologies for the glare in my glasses. There is a big window right behind you, which we're going to see. We've got a big key light here right in front of me, and if I take these off right now, I can't see a thing. Sorry. Let's start by having a look around the room. Behind where the camera was on the tripod, we've got a nice big light that overlooks the outside of the back of my house. So we can choose to either have that up or down, and we'll have a look in a minute the difference between having some daylight in, albeit it's quite a dull day. To the right of the seat we've got the main key light. Again, we've talked about this in a lot of our videos. This is the Godox 150 watt and it's on a big Niwa C stand, which is holding it fantastically. I've had to play around with the angle a little bit to get it to come in from that sort of right hand side at 45 degrees to get the look that I want across my face. So it's a bit tight in the room, as you can see, and it gives me that really moody look across my face. Okay, this is the room. It's fairly long and thin, a bit like me. So we've got bookcases down the side there, down the side there. We've got our editing desk here, where all the magic happens. We've got guitars and all this sort of stuff down here. So what I wanted to do to get the best possible look was use the longest part of the room. So the longest part of the room, or the longest view of the room, is what I've got going here. So we've got real depth, well that's the aim anyway, between me as a subject and the back of the room. In reality, the sofa that you can see at the back there, or the wall you can see at the back there, is probably about 2 yards behind me. But with the camera that I'm using, this is a 6D Mark II, and the 24mm lens that I've got on here, the Canon L series lens, I can go all the way down. So I'm currently shooting at 1.8 aperture, and that helps give me nice clarity on my face and real good depth of field in the background. So everything is quite nice and creamy and blurry behind me, and what you're left with really is I guess an imprint of what is actually there, and then the lighting really comes into play. So talking about the lighting, we've got the Godox, like I say, covering me here, and another real big piece is the hair light that I've got just here on the left hand side of my face, and that is this light here, which is, I can't even remember what that is, it's really bad of me. It's a UKI. Again, not very good at pronouncing these things, but it's an ice light. I've got that on a pretty low setting, and that comes in really handy. You can change the colour. So I have it on the white ice sort of setting, and it's pretty much second from bottom setting there. I don't want that to be really, really bright. All I want that to do is to really fill in and give me the edging so you can see my ear, etc. So I will turn this on and off, and you will see the difference. So you can't really see my ear too much. I've got real dark skin all down here and my shoulder. And when you turn that on, what it actually does again is separates me from the background, as you'll see here now. Okay, so it's just enough to fill in and give a bit of shine, I guess, on my cheek. It gives that clarity and definition of my facial features, which gives me distance from everything that's behind me. Let's take a look at what we've got in the background. We've just got an old lamp in the corner here. Nothing special. It looks kind of cool though, so it's kind of bouncing the light above and below it, which is a nice effect in the background. And what you can't see from the front is that I've got a Niwa LED light here, and I've got a gel on the front of that, a blue gel, which I don't know if you can make that out in this light, and that's just bouncing some light onto the pictures and the frames that I've got on what is actually a blue painted back wall as well. And then underneath here on the book cabinet, just got a bit of lighting. Again, it's not the most effective, but it adds that point of interest. So again, back onto the tripod. So again, I'm just going to change some variations of this just so you can see the impact. So if we turn the blue light off, there we go, blue light's off. So again, you lose that blue light onto the back wall and it just looks a bit more boring. There's less interest going on. So it makes quite a big difference. You can't see the light, which is what I want. It's hidden directly behind me, and it's just bouncing up onto that wall to give a variation in terms of the colouring and add that bit of interest. Let's just change this light at the back here. So again, with that light off, you just lose that point of interest in the picture, and this just seems like a dead space now, so that needs to go back on. And there is a light just up there, which I used to have on. Let's have a look. But yeah, in the current configuration, I don't like that on. So what you can see is we've got this kind of yellow light over in the corner here. We've got the blue light that's bouncing here. But when you turn this light on, you lose the blue, or part of the blue, and it just looks like a weird halo glow in the corner. So with the floor light on here and the blue light being bounced up onto the wall in the opposite corner, you get that distinction between the two parts of the frame and the different colouring. So again, let's turn that light off. There we go. So the other thing that we can do is pull the blind up and down. At the minute it's down, so it's giving me a bit of natural light on top of the key light and the hair light. I'm just going to pull that down and let's see what that looks like. There we go. So that is with the blind down now, so you're getting much more contrast into the picture, and I guess you can really see the impact of the hair light here now and the key light. The blue is stronger in colour, more visible with the window blind shut, and again you've got that point of interest with the light coming up and coming down. So all in all, it's pretty simple. There's actually 4 lights at play, more if you count the little strips that are going under the bookshelf here, which again, if they weren't there, it wouldn't look, I guess, as interesting. You'll see with different YouTube videos, different ways of shooting. Some people prefer a really bland background that's almost quite immediate behind them. I prefer this sort of look where there's points of interest, there's depth between myself and what's in the background. By setting low aperture, by using a hair light, and by adding some different colour to the background, in addition to a few different items to spice up what's in the background, you get a real good final image. If you're shooting in a different room that's less of a rectangle and more of a square, then one thing that you might want to do, no matter what the size is, rather than shoot straight on, it might be best to actually shoot at an angle and go from corner to corner. When you're using the longest part of the room, that's when you're most likely to get that depth of field and be able to put stuff in the background that gives your image real points of interest. So there we go, a quick, short, sharp video. I hope you enjoyed it. Pretty simple. Let me know in the comments below what you think and what you do with your setup. See you in the next video.